Hello and welcome back to Call of the Wild. We are continuing our Layton Lakes quest walkthrough. How are y'all doing? How's your game coming? All right. Well, we've got the DLCs listed in the description as well as quest guidelines. Excuse me, walkthrough guidelines. If you're new to the channel, please play along. This is just primarily a quest walkthrough. And all these zones and all this area is just unlocked through the quest. Follow the quests. So please, play along. Alright, so let's get to it. Last was this lookout. Still haven't taken a picture of any black bears, which is why we're here. I'm not entirely psyched about running around through the woods trying to take a picture of a black bear at night. Is there something else? Set up for this elk, but that's still a ways away. What else is there? Just harvest 2 coyotes. Anywhere. There was a decent coyote area zone somewhere over here. Was this it? That has to be it. This was a good healthy zone if I remember correctly. For a rest site for a coyote. I don't think there was any other zones. There was one other. I believe it. Yes, we are set up for a coyote zone already. That's a little later. So we got to set up for another coyote zone. Over here, I drew a lot of nothing. And I did find a few coyote sites, but as far as I could tell, they were singles. I'm not entirely sure. I picked that up. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and set up for this coyote zone. I think what I'm going to do is place a waypoint here, go quick, explore, and then cut my way west to this zone. Now there won't be any tracks there. Well, yeah, there won't be any tracks there. So let's continue with what the plan was going to be. And then we'll just make adjustments as we go. But I definitely want that coyote zone. And before I leave the tent, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going straight to an outpost. Alright, I had to reacquaint myself to what I had going on.
You know, I spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
Well, I do need bear in this area. Excuse me. So I am going to check that out just in case. Maybe. It could be, it's so random what he gives you. I mean, honestly, I could set the time, set myself up to take a picture of a bear, and maybe even get the tracks for this coyote zone all at the same time. Let's go check this out. And then I think I might do that. That'll save me a lot of time and running around in the dark. It's also been long enough since I've rested that I'll just be paying the first fee using a tent to set the time, which is 188 in-game dollars. If I set it up correctly, I might be able to set it up as a chain and maybe can get that moose site also marked at the same time as well. Elk. That Roosevelt elk rest zone over in Belmont Lake. Alright, so it is a codex marker. Let's see what this one says. This one's about the Oregon Trail. During the mid-19th century, some 400,000 settlers came to the Northwest via the 2,000-mile-long Oregon Trail. The railway passing through Wenatchee was built to cater to the increased population. Now, if I remember correctly, I think I wanted a stand for this one, a tripod. I know I wanted a tripod for this one. That is an incline. Maybe this is a ledge right here. I would be able to look down. I might be able to get away with a ground blind here. Maybe. I don't remember the rock or the brush very well. I'm going to go ahead and set myself up with a ground blind at first for that one, because I know I do definitely want the tripod for the elk. Because we're pretty much as close as we're going to be at the moment to this spot, I'm just going to go over there. Excuse me for that. I'm just going to go over there and place a tent around 300 meters away, and then I'm going to make a jump. I'm not going to go after rabbit. The only exception I'll make pretty much right now is going to be bear. Yeah, I very well could be passing a zone. Now, it's definitely been a long time since they've been there. Same thing with the bear, so as far as I know, I'm not running up onto anything. I'm thinking of two different options right now. I'm thinking just run up roughly to 200 meters, drop a tent, make a jump, or go the whole way, check it out, see what happens. Maybe I'll have a better idea if I want a tripod, and if I have to, I can take one of the. Okay, that's a strange sounding turkey. But if I have to, I can take. I don't know. That's a tough one. The one at the lake or the one for the feed zone. They both seem quite promising. And the one I did harvest out of the lake, if I recall correctly, I hit it in the shoulder. So I didn't pass the harvest check, which downgraded one. So it should have been at least a gold. That's right, it was this field. We got a bear in the area? No. Okay, now this is starting to come back to memory. don't remember where they were, though. Well, I hope they're not in this. I'm going to go ahead and place the tent. I'm going to see if that tent's going to goof with a zone. That is what I want to hear. Oh, now I don't want to put the tent down right here. All right. $110. It's traveling. All right. I was hoping it was just going to give it to me. It didn't. Is it walking towards me?
Oh, you found him. How about that?
He
Now,
found me.
Trampvine wouldn't agree with me, but black bears are fickle animals, so you best keep your distance. That's it. That's what he wanted, so I'll pass it on to Trampvine. So Trampvine loved the picture. Great job. He's been building up some kind of collection of black bear droppings. Now, what in the Sam Hill that's all about, I don't know, but he's wondering if you could help him out. It seems some of the next samples he's after are from a group of bears down in Lake District, and Trampvine won't set foot there. That's where Hope is camped out, as you know, and those two can't stand each other.
Alright, new mission. That worked out just wonderfully. I'm going to just go ahead and plop a tent right here. So we got some new quests and a new skill point. Alright, level 2. Reveals information about the approximate health of the animal. And this is spotting. Alright. Level 8. We're getting there. So he wants that in Belmont. ID droppings from 3 different black bears. That can be anywhere. Still the 2 coyotes. Alright. First, I want to see about. Well, I was thinking about taking a blacktail from here, but it's too late. Can I take a coyote? Okay, so 0 to 4, 0 to 4, 7 to 10. So I'm thinking I can set the time. Hopefully the animals will be in this zone. I can spook them. Set up site, prepare for harvest, and then jump and then harvest a coyote from here. And taking out, harvesting a coyote from here should free up, I believe, this zone. If not, this one. And then I'll take a blacktail from either zone. So that's the idea. Let's go ahead and set up, get the last tent, and get the tripod. And I still haven't decided where I'm going to get the other tripod for the other coyote zone, if that's what I'm going to do. So because this starts at 04 and this ends at 04, when I rest, and I'm just going to spook them, when I rest, I'm going to set for 3:30. All right, let's go look at that zone. So the wind is blowing east, or excuse me, west from the east. No warnings. There we go. Y'all are starting to make me a little nervous. I don't know. It almost looks like I'll have a better shot. Let's go ahead and not bad for maybe a tree stand. 40 meters. That is also if that tree accepts a tree stand. So it looks like I'm going to have to shoot over those bushes. Actually, that doesn't look bad. Actually, this is quite doable. It's these trees that are now. Well, hmm. Okay, so it will work. I'm just double checking.
Well, I hope this sloth of bears doesn't stay in Valmont too long. Hope's not gonna hesitate to hunt him down. And Trampfine doesn't want anyone shooting his friends. Oh, and I haven't told him you're a hunter, by the way. So I'd just avoid mentioning that if I were you.
Can't get no weird angle off the stump. Okay. Alright, so what's going on here? Okay. That's right. Alright, so now it's 0, 4. Let's go ahead and put the tent down. I think I'm going to have to place it somewhere over here. Alright, we got blacktail. Makes sense. Looking for that little over 250. This looks good. Let's go ahead and fast travel. Now I do have the wrong loadout. Switch to the 243 loadout, which is loadout 1. Night vision is equipped. Just for good measure. Let's see if we can get a coyote. Wind's looking good. I am quite happy about setting up for that at elk. Now it is a bit close, but it's okay. Again, one of my main purposes for harvesting a coyote now is because I want to harvest a blacktail right afterwards. Now, a lot of times when you're doing this, you actually do want the collars on you. I'm not using the collars too much,
You
at
know,
least
I
yet,
spotted some tracks earlier, close to where you're at right now. I'll send the coordinates.
just for time purposes. When you're playing regularly, you can sit in one of these hunting structures for a little while. When you're doing a walkthrough, it's kind of hard without editing, and I'm not editing these, so it makes it a little bit more challenging to use the collars. Well, I could be early. If I remember correctly, last time I found the rabbits way before I found any foxes. Excuse me, coyotes. That's not a coyote. Well, the only thing I can think of is to try one more time. Now, if you do multiple main menu jumps like this, I have found that it is helpful if you have a collar on you, use the collar and then, wait like the 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and then go to main menu. Sometimes I think using a collar before you go to main menu when you're doing that from the structure like I just did, maybe it helps a little bit. If you're curious about the polymers for the 243 and why I haven't bought any, um, loud. I haven't needed any, and I don't know. I don't. I don't think I will. The soft soft points are plenty good for pretty much nothing but what I'm going to be using it for, which is coyote. Almost looks like there's tracks inside that. There are tracks in here. Okay. So yeah, I'm most likely not going to be buying 243 polymers. Just just don't need them for this build. The 270 is pretty much going to be standard. I say that now, but I also know once I get that 7 mil, I'm most likely not going to use anything else either. So I don't even know if I'm going to be buying 270 polymers, especially if the 270 is primarily just going to be for, well, right now it's just been blacktail. for a moment there. I thought, well, I'm going to call it. I'm going to make a jump to Belmont Outpost. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, please give a thumbs up. Thank you for playing along if you are. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for joining me.